Doing your own marketing is just hard. But one of the reasons that it becomes harder than it needs to be is because, hi, the internet is really great at peer pressuring you into thinking that you need to do more marketing in order to reach your goals. But the fact of the matter is, more isn't always the answer. Yes, sometimes you do need to put a little more pressure on the gas pedal to go faster toward your goals. But for the most part, when you are a small business owner who is trying to do their marketing on their own, taking that approach over the long term only leads you to burnout. Hi, my name is Taylor, and I'm one of the founders here at NG. And in this video, I want to help you understand ways that you can simplify your marketing strategy and how you actually do your marketing with NG. So there are a few things that we're going to chat about today, but the big one is really helping you to let go of certain things and certain expectations, because like I said, more is not always the answer. So, the first place that people tend to take on too much and overcomplicate their small business marketing strategy is in the strategy, but specifically down in the area where you pick your marketing channels. Now, if you have created your marketing strategy on your own without NG, or maybe you worked with a consultant, it is very easy to bite off more than you can chew. Because, like I said, the internet does a really great job of peer pressuring us into thinking that we need to do more. But the reality is most small business owners, especially small business owners who are doing their own marketing, don't have very much time to set aside to do their marketing. And so when you start to get into the spot where you've got 4, 5, 6, or more marketing channels that you are trying to maintain activity on, but you only have an hour or two a week to do your marketing, hi, it's overcomplicated and it needs to be simplified. So when you create a marketing strategy with NG, there are two really important questions that NG asks in order to make sure that we are building a marketing strategy that actually fits into the amount of time that you've got, which in turn simplifies it. And that's, how much time do you have to work on your marketing every week? And the second is, what day of the week do you want us to build our routine around? And we'll get to that one next. But in addition to those questions, NG is going to ask you things about your customers, your ideal clients. What are the things that they do in real life and on the internet? And then take all the information that you gave us about your business goals and what you're already doing on the marketing side of things, and then recommend marketing channels for you to focus on. And for most folks, they get 3 marketing channels, which is a big step toward simplifying everything that they're doing on the marketing side of their business. And the next place that people tend to bite off more than they can chew with their marketing is when it comes down to what are the specific tasks that you're going to do, and just thinking, oh, I can do these 17 things tomorrow. And that's usually not the case, because again, hi, you probably only have a little bit of time to dedicate to your marketing every week. So one of the things that NG does a really great job of is not only giving you recommended tasks that you can start to do in order to reach your goals and objectives, but it recommends a pace, a cadence for you to do certain things at. So like posting on your Google business page, if that's something that you told NG you've got, every other week you'll get a reminder to do that. But then doing things like updating your website copy, this would be a yearly task that you make sure that you do, like as a part of an audit, to make sure that your website is ready to go for the next year. And so the mistake that people make a lot of the time is thinking that they can do these things at a faster clip than they really can. So a great example of that is with scheduling social media content. You know, some folks might think, oh, I'm going to do this every day, right? And so I'll create that piece of content that I need on the day that I need it. And this is really the most surefire of ways to be like, this is too hard and I'm just going to stop doing it. So instead of working on scheduling social media content every day, you can change the cadence to every week or sometimes even every month is the cadence that is going to fit your schedule. But when you're looking to simplify your marketing, again, looking at your channels and how many you think you're going to show up on as a part of your strategy is the first place to look. And the second place to look is with those tasks that are tied to your strategy and how often you think you're going to be able to accomplish them. Which brings me to the next way that you can simplify your marketing. And that's really by building a routine and set of workflows for yourself. Now, when I talk about building a marketing routine, I love to share the example that I already talked about just a moment ago of thinking, oh, I'll post every day on social media and I'll do it on the day. But the problem is that means you're trying to work on marketing every single day. You're trying to fit it into like the 15 minutes that you find in the margins of your life. And when you actually lay it out on a calendar, it looks pretty insane, right? Like thinking that you are going to be capable of posting on social media every single day, doing it live just is not realistic. And so one of my biggest, simplest pieces of advice for you to make a big and impactful and easy to stick to shift here is almost like a mindset one, but it is tied to that routine. So instead of thinking you're going to schedule a social media post to go out every day, it's more about batching your time and saying, I'm going to work on it once every week on Tuesday and pre-schedule things out. And you can see immediately how much cleaner and less overwhelming this marketing calendar looks by just making this shift into doing a routine. And even if you don't want to do social media scheduling every week, let's say you want to do it every other week, you can simplify things further. And so this helps you get into a regular groove of, hey, I am going to work on my social media scheduling every other week. And maybe in terms of my workflow, I'm going to start off the month with, sorry for the scrolling, I'm looking for the blog post one, right? I'm going to start every month by writing a blog post so that I can share that and break it apart and repurpose it into my social media content. And then every other week, I'm going to schedule some email newsletters to go out. Because when you build a routine and a set of workflows around your marketing, you can work with a lot of intention and save yourself a lot of time because you end up with lots of white space because there are days where you don't even have to think about your marketing. And when it comes to ways that you can build off of this routine and workflow that you're creating in an effort to simplify your marketing, the next step is to automate what you can. Now, when it comes to automation, there's a lot of sort of misunderstanding in terms of what it actually is, because when you truly automate something, it means you can set it and forget it. So a great example is if you use email marketing and you've created a nurture sequence to automatically go out after someone opts into your lead magnet. That is true automation. But when it comes to the rest of your marketing, really what we're talking about is pre-scheduling marketing assets to go out, marketing things to go out. So the two common ones are scheduling social media content and scheduling email newsletters. Now, when you use NG, you can very easily batch your time around your routine and pre-schedule out social media content to go out on the days that you want the posts to go live. So you can use the AI copywriter to draft something really quickly. If you need help writing, then you can set the date and time and approve it for publish. And then the piece of content will go live on that date and time that you've set it to. So that means that if I sat down on the 28th of this month and pre-scheduled out, posts to go live over the next 2 weeks, then I don't have to worry about getting posts and content up on these channels until the next time I'm sitting down to pre-schedule out content. Now, the other place that NG helps you sort of automate as much as you can is with our performance dashboard and our KPIs, because we have direct integrations that help you automatically track things or KPIs that you're pulling from Google Analytics, from Instagram, from Facebook, from Pinterest, from LinkedIn business pages, and from YouTube. So that way, on the first day of every month, then Engie is automatically going to pull in these numbers so that they're here in your dashboards and you didn't have to do anything to enter it. Now, there is, or you're likely to have KPI charts that you're tracking manually. But again, when we're talking about automating what you can to do your future self a favor and save a little bit of time, these direct integrations are one of the best ways to do that. Which is the perfect segue into my next piece of advice to help you simplify your marketing. And that's to focus on what works. But we really only know what works when we track things like KPIs, because our gut, our intuition can only point us so much in the right direction in terms of finding the answer to what parts of our marketing are working and what really just isn't. So when it comes to one of Engie's core and fan favorite features, our KPI dashboard, I am very happy to report, is on that list. Now, what you can do in order to understand what parts of your marketing are working, there's a few different ways you can go about it. The first is to start to track some basic KPIs around your marketing channels. So, for example, if one of your marketing channels is SEO and blogging because you're trying to do a better job with SEO because you want to get found on the internet, then there are definitely website KPIs that you would want to track. And so the reason being that it's going to help you see whether or not your efforts are driving more traffic to your website. But another thing you can do is set up a KPI chart that looks like this. It's a pie chart. And in this example, it's breaking down services booked, but you could very easily create a chart that looks like this. That's your lead sources, right? So lead sources. And then have each of the columns be your different marketing channels or ways that clients and customers find you. And then over time, as you start to document these numbers, you'll start to see where your folks are finding you. And that information gives you pretty much everything that you need in order to say, hey, I've been stressing out about Instagram way more than I need to, because guess what? I'm not getting very many leads from there every month, if any at all. But you don't know these things unless you track your numbers. So in an effort to simplify your marketing and focus on what's working, I'd really encourage you to start tracking some of your KPIs so you understand the impact of your marketing and how it's affecting the health of your business. Which brings us to my last piece of advice that I want to share for those of you who are trying so hard to simplify your marketing, and that's to simplify your marketing tech stack. Now, if you are anything like most people, you probably need a bunch of pieces of software in order to do your marketing right now. Maybe you have some semblance of a marketing strategy, or at least like ideas in a Google Doc. And then you use a project management system like Asana to assign dates and responsibilities. And then you're using ChatGPT to generate ideas and help you write drafts of content. And then you're using Canva to go and create your assets and edit things like Reels. And then you're using a social media scheduler to schedule out your content. And then maybe if you're tracking numbers, you're using something like Google Sheets to do that. Now that's 6 pieces of software that don't actually help you understand how all of these parts are working together, which makes doing your own marketing that much more complicated. And that's exactly why we put all of these things, minus Canva, because we're not trying to build Canva. We put all of these things in one single platform with Engie. So you can create your marketing strategy, and all you need to do is play a game of 20 questions with Engie. You're going to have all of your marketing to-dos organized for you on a marketing calendar where you can assign responsibility if you've got team members here that are helping you with your marketing. You've got an AI copywriter to help you write drafts of blog posts and social media content. And then you can schedule those things to post right from NG. And then you've got your performance dashboard to help you track those metrics. But in addition to all of those tools, we've got marketing campaign templates for you, a place for you to organize all of your brand assets, a brand guide so that you can give folks creative direction, and then a media kit so that you can send your headshot and bio quickly. But you also can add your team members so you can collaborate with the folks who are helping you with your marketing, whether it's a virtual assistant, someone on your team, or a consultant that you have hired to work with you. And so when it comes down to it, one of the biggest things that you can do to simplify your marketing is bring it into one place so that you understand the machine that you are trying to build for yourself, because you've got your strategy and you know what to do. You have a calendar with a routine to help you do your marketing consistently, and then you are going to track your results so you know what's working over time. So I hope this video helped you understand the ways that you can really simplify your marketing in a way that's going to help you do a better job with it over time. And as a quick recap, the things that I'd love to see you do are create a marketing strategy that actually fits into the amount of time that you have to work on your marketing. Then I want you to build a routine to help you stay consistent with doing your marketing things. Then use technology to automate what you can and when. Then track your numbers so you know what works so you can do more of that over time. And lastly, simplify that marketing tech stack so that you're not having to switch through tabs all the time. Now, NG is a really fantastic marketing platform for small business owners who have to do their own marketing but aren't marketing experts. And you saw a bunch of the ways that we can really help you simplify things. And if having a clear and simple and actionable strategy is something that would help you do your marketing faster, easier, and better over time, I'd love for you to start a free 14-day trial. All you need to do is head over to ng.co and click sign up, and you can get started in as few as 5 minutes.